The today's webinar titled is basically based on the smart cities. I am here to just give you the introduction about GIS and geospatial technology. So before moving further, about myself that I am Dr. Mukta Girdhar. My expert area is disaster management, geospatial technology. I basically into a training and consultancy. Three books I have written, which is on my account. Before starting my presentation, just I wanted to show you a small video.
Hello everyone! Today we are going to discuss geospatial technology and its impact on business. What is geospatial technology and how can it help your business? Before we dive into the future of geospatial technology, let's first define what it is and gain an understanding of why it is so important. Geospatial technology is a term used to describe the range of modern tools contributing to the geographic mapping and analysis of the Earth and human societies. What began with maps and cartography has evolved into an advanced technology that allows satellites to use digital software to take pictures of the Earth and combine this imagery with other data, such as socioeconomic and environmental factors, that tell the story of a specific area, country, or planet. Geospatial technology is a growing and thriving technology that we use or interact with regularly, oftentimes without even realizing that we are. Here are a few ways that geospatial analytics might affect organizational decisions, as well as a few other trends to consider. Number 1, AR and VR. As the demand for an interactive experience from customers continues to grow, businesses planning to enter or start using AR and VR technology will need to pay attention to this industry, as AR and VR have their roots in geospatial technology. Number 2, wearable technology. Geospatial technology drives wearable products, as these devices track steps, analyze heart rate levels, and help consumers gain a better understanding of their activity during the day. Number 3, payment. Cashless payment options are powered by geospatial technology. The future of geospatial technology will help more businesses begin to accept these kinds of payments, streamline their processes, and help them serve their customers better. Number 4, marketing. Geospatial technology allows businesses to target people locally through GPS technology and advertise to them on their phones or GPS-enabled devices. This new way of marketing is extremely effective and great for very targeted campaigns or niche businesses. Geospatial technology will continue to advance, especially while we are right at the edge of the fourth industrial revolution. As technologies aim to alter the way we live, work, and play, some definite trends will evolve and put us on a path to mapping where we are to where we wish to go. If you want to know more about geospatial technology and the impact that it aims to have on business, click over to
Is a geospatial technology. Geospatial technology is basically that we all are aware. We try to look upon the Mother Earth with different aspects, and geospatial technologies play a very important role and helps understanding Earth by modeling the feature on the Earth's surface. Geospatial technology is a gamut of technologies comprise major three components: remote sensing, GIS, and GPS. Three magnet technologies in 21st century promises to provide how to capitalize, utilize, visualize spatial information for research, for commercial purposes, and for general uses. At the end of the webinar, we'll come to know that mapping the precise placement of physical features that is more of disruptive in nature, and also why it and so what. That means we are able to model available information and provide a special relation between them. So one is descriptive and another one is modeling, and both are part and parcel of this information technology. Geospatial technology is a combination and convergence of many technologies like aerial survey, LiDAR data, GPS information, location-based services, communication technology, high bandwidth data, which is available with many smartphones available today for easy access, photogrammetry and total station application. With all these combination of technology, we are trying to look for solution, a turnkey solution for a given problem without really knowing this technology in depth. As you see that we have to go for the data, and based on the data we can analyze along with the map, and we can plan so many things. We can design, we can decide what we have to do, what not to do, we can operate. So we use this technology in so many areas and so many fronts. With the help of geospatial technology, the geographic knowledge has given a different dimension to understanding such mapping, visualization, workflow, etc. It has redefined the view of geospatial technology. Geospatial is not a new technology. Many people have been using it since the early 60s. Today, organizations are now beginning to use GIS at an impressive rate. Almost every department, they are using this technology. If you go to make the career, there are different sectors. You go for geology line, archaeology, urban planners, forest department, fire, everywhere this technology has a different demand. Millions of users are using this technology. They are using this technology via web, and hence leveraging geospatial investment, making the technology available to everyone. As I told you that we are moving to geo data rich society, that is more geospatial information, application and access. On daily basis, the data we come across today is especially enriched data, and such data can be acquired from various ways, such as satellite imageries, GPS, real-time monitoring, making us geodata rich society. As I told you that there are so many different applications: land management, human health, education, defense, security, business efficiency, agriculture, public safety, infrastructure, ocean development, urbanization, pollution. If every department will use this technology, so I think that city or that town has to be sure to be a smart city. This technology is not used only for the professional purposes, but it has several other fun side also. First of all, we can use that as a satellite navigation. Satellite data allow its user to see the land from in a new perspective. Many tools exist to convert raw satellite data into map and prepare a graph which easily to understand and use. Remote sensing is an excellent tool, and many tools available on the internet to process it properly. The second one is geocaching. I think you all have been heard about Pokemon game, which normally people they have been very fond of to play that game, but because of some accidents, government has stopped this. But in such type of games, we also use location-based services, and we need to use GPS. There is geotagging. I believe that everyone is using this technology by geotagging. We always used to put our photograph on the Facebook to say that we are here, we are there, we are traveling from this place to that place. That all concept comes under geotagging. As a user, the geospatial technology defined by its application. And when we use this application, we can enhance workflow productivity, build an information base, increase efficiency, support decision making, and in performance measurement and accountability, generate revenue. GIS is a social media where everyone can interact and everyone can have some information. Once we store the data, this data and this map, which is tagged by the geospatial database, we can use this geospatial database in different sectors, different departments, and for different purposes also. So it's very important to keep all this information and all the database in a one place where everybody need not to repeat their work again and again. Basically, if we go for the geospatial technology, we have to go for the four sectors. Or you can say these are the four procedural methods. First of all, we need to bring a database, and that database formalities are known as spatial data acquisition. Then, whatever data we acquired, we have to process that data. That is known as spatial data processing. And the third step is known as once we process the data, which is map and database, we need to integrate all the information in the computer. And once we integrate, then our information or the solution is ready. But once the solution is ready, it is again an important step that we need to update that information continuously. For example, today we have some proper land base, but after 6 months, maybe there is some new bridge, maybe new flyover, maybe new houses, maybe the residents have been changed. So we need to update this information continuously in any respect. So then only that database is genuine and worth. So the next point, we have to how we can access that data. What are the different resources? So what are the different resources? If we go out, then we can collect. Earlier we used to collect the information through people. They used to collect data door to door. That is again very important. But at the same time, if we have a quick information, so we have different other resources also. The first one is aerial data. We can collect aerial data through the plane. There we mount the camera and we can collect the information. Nowadays we are using drone technology where we can collect the information for even a small places also. Then we can collect information from synthetic aperture radar data. It is a data where we collect the information in 2D and 3D view. In this slide, you can see the first picture, which is LiDAR and terrestrial scanning, where you can see, when you see on the screen, it gives you the information in 2D and 3D direction. There is another, which is a location-based survey information. Then in the third side, this scene which shows an aerial photograph, where you can see the complete topography, how much area is covered by water, where is land, and from where the water is flowing. And based on this information, even we can plan which one is the suitable location to make a dam. There is another satellite image where you can see a hill, a river which is flowing, and meandering of river you can also notice, which is very difficult to see if you see only in your region and in a smaller area. Here satellite image helps us. It has a lot of experience that my next colleague, she will really exactly telling you where we use this technology for the smart city purposes. We have again acquired the database from the then acquired database, we can process this database in a different ways. We can use photogrammetry, we can use digitization process, we can use image interpretation through the remote sensing, we can use lidar interpretation, and at the same time we can go for digital image processing, which is very famous and known by the supervised and the unsupervised classification. We all are aware that what is the importance of supervised and unsupervised classification, that if we are aware of some certain pixel, based on that we can assume that how much area is covered by the same type of features. So it is very easy, very quick, and very impressive and effective. The next, once we acquire the data, then we process the data, then we need to convergence those data in different as per our requirement. Suppose we are working in different platforms, we have to bring those information into a single platform, and we need to integrate based on our requirement. So that is known as processing of this technology. And after we process, then it comes data integration, dissemination, and use it in a different sectors. So these are the different steps. The first one is acquisition, data acquisition. Data acquisition can be done by data model, modern survey, satellite image, aerial photo, UAV, lidar, and radar. Then we process this data by photogrammetry, digital image, image interpretation, GIS, lidar processing, BIM processing conversation, and once we process this in data, then we have to integrate. Again, we need to integrate those data by enterprise geospatial system, integration, interpretability, and standards, GIS to GIS, GIS to non-GIS, IT, communication technology. So we integrate all these information, then we use it and we see, we can visualize and we can capitalize as per our requirement. All of these strategies are continued. Evaluation is continued, assessment is continuous, and now the demand is going higher and higher and higher. So what, after all this exercise, what we can do, what we are getting? We can getting a lot of answer from these exercise. You can query, particular thing is where, what is happening where, what is present there, what is the magnitude of any event. Suppose somewhere there is an earthquake and we wanted to know, sitting on our computer we can know the magnitude and earthquake based on the model, based on the solution. We know that yes, these much houses have been damaged, we need this much relief material, we need this much shelters. We can plan everything based on this GIS data. So, for example, we are using this technology daily. We have to go somewhere, we just see, we put it on our Google map and see where we have to go. We come out immediately with the shortest route number 1, 2, 3, which is heavily traffic, which is not heavily traffic. Again, it is a use of geospatial technology. Somewhere we have to go for some restaurant, we need to immediately search out where is the nearest restaurant, where is the nearest movie hall. All this information and such type of other queries we can access once the database and GIS is ready. And there are so many things which we can use, we can query, and we can get the answer in a single click. All the information that is based on the coordinates, so we can know the location, availability of resources at a given location, what resources are available in the particular location. For example, we are having some houses, we always wanted to know where is the nearest chemist, nearest hospital, nearest fire stations, nearest police stations, nearest sabji bazaar, or nearest grocery shops. All these information is very important to lead our day-to-day life. Stream of data at that location, navigation location. Sometimes we have to have some historical information. We want to visit some place, we can have all the information. We can even build a scenario based on this technology. We can correlate past incidents with the present, and we can use it everywhere. So what are the impacts? Impacts are spatial awareness. Whatever the happenings, we can aware with based on the location. We can have some contacts, thematic contacts, spatial area and volume. For example, somewhere there is a dam, how much area have been covered, how much water is stored there. That is all we can access through the module. Effective analysis and preventive measures. We can plan if such much, if this much disaster is happening and impact is this much. Based on that, we can plan a mitigation strategy. We can even find out the location. Suppose we have to buy some house, then we can, based on our parameter, for example, we have to buy any house in this budget, in this area, in this location, in these facilities we want, we can put all this information and we can take out those things. So once this data is available and it has been used in the smart cities, I believe that every city will become a smart city, though the every city is starting to bring those cities in a smart city. So we have put a little small efforts to contribute to smart city society from our efforts. Now I hand over my talk to further enrich you people to Dr. Yogita Shukla to take you through the need for geospatial technology for smart city application. Thank you so much.